Check, baby, check, 1, 2. Welcome, Fire Chicken. Give us a minute, everybody. We'll be with you shortly. Good morning, everybody. Hope everyone is enjoying the new Gold Girl. Walking through some Asian alley of some sort. I'm certain that those signs say nothing meaningful or something really strange. Chuck, still testing the great comment machine. If you could drop another comment, would appreciate it. All right, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is in the world you're coming to us from. Welcome to DYOR Live here on the DYOR Media Network. My name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking here in the digital media world. The man in the box next to me is called the Unabomber. Pedro Garcia, the crypto chart analyst, and he's got a picture of Jeffrey Dahmer behind him. He looks like a serial killer today, and he's got one on behind him. It's just... I've got my Mexican street gang outfit on here. I better button it up with the top one here.
Oh, you got it, and you got to unbutton from the bottom.
Got to unbutton it,
yeah. For the top, the one you got to have. We were just talking about that.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome, ladies and gentlemen. January 28th, 2026. The month is almost over. Month is almost going according to plan for Bitcoin. This next day or two will kind of determine whether it goes up or down. Pedro will be bringing you Bitcoin here in a few minutes. But the theme of the day today, we talked extensively about gold and silver and precious metals, but we talked a lot about silver yesterday. So today, maybe we'll talk a little bit more about gold. And specifically, is gold the new gold? Gold, the new gold, and I'll explain that later. But anyway, Pedro Garcia, what's happening? What's going on? Where is BTC going to take us today?
Honestly, I see a few things happening with it, but the biggest thing is to be paying attention to is this. As we're coming up into this liquidity area, that music is really loud. Can you turn it down?
Oh, sorry. It's time for me to take it off.
There we go. Yeah. As Mr. Herlihy brings down the music. Nice. One of the cool thing behind all of this is that the market right here is starting to reject this low, which is kind of good. The only problem is we're rejecting with what? Low volume. So how far will it go up? We've got this liquidity area sitting around that 91,205. That was so hard to say. 91,200 basically. And it's an area of liquidity where there's a bunch of stops sitting here. So we're going to definitely see if the market has to hold. Now remember, we rejected the 100 period moving average right up here. We rejected off the price point and we saw it come down. It did not create a lower high here. Okay. Or excuse me, did not create a lower low here. With that said, that's a good thing that I like to see. But I like to see it with an increasing amount of volume. So the fact that we're having this decrease in volume, kind of as it's going down, is one big sad face.
that was
dad joke.
Although
No,
I
the
would
da-
like it to go down because I wanted to go down and get those lower areas we've been talking about for a while and clear them out. Clearly, there's a big. If you look at Bookmap, there's a big liquidity pool at 85,000. Pedro, does your charts show a similar?
Yep, right here, right about here, between that 85 right here, which is where we're sitting right now, 85,200. Then I also have them at 80,000, and the next one sitting around 75,000, 74,000. Right below this area line, there is a lot of liquidity. I'm trying to sound like Trump.
We
here.
wanted to go down there and get it, and I want to ride a short sale all the way down.
Now remember, if the market's moving up, what do? We go long.
You go up.
We go up, regardless of what your narrative is in your head. The market is always right. So
you follow the trend. I've learned that. That's why I said I wanted to start going down towards those levels.
Yes. Now,
the odds of me picking the exact time the market switches to go from one to the other is about as much as me hooking up with the red coat girl over here on the side of the screen. Because she's AI, that's why. But anyway, you're right. Follow the trend. That doing that's helped me stay out of a lot of trouble.
Yes. So my biggest key here is I want to see us come in. Like I said, we have stops sitting right up here around that 91,200. So, and then on top of that, we also have the 20 and the 89 and the 100 above us. Again, these three moving averages will act as resistance along with the actual liquidity area here. So got a couple areas that I'm looking to see it get rejected, and the biggest reason why is, look right here, increasing in seller volume as we're coming down. We're seeing a decrease in buyer volume as we're moving up, which signals, hey, most likely this thing is going to go down. Now, when you look at the longer time frame here, that's what we want for the first quarter, which is what we always say, right? The first quarter of the year, I want to see it come down first for Bitcoin. As it comes down, where most likely will it go? It hit that 75, 74 areas where I think it really wants to go to create the yearly wick here, so we can see it continue up. So I want to see at the beginning of February it to drop. We want to see it drop all the way down to, again, like I say, that 75,000. Then don't get freaked out. 75, 74, might even get to 67-ish area. Then from there, after putting that in, second week of February, potentially third, we start to see it go up into last week of the month, after the last week of the month of February. I want to see it then continue higher into March, and then from there, see that do the same thing over. First part of the 3-month period, see it go down and then go back up towards the end of the month, where it gets to new higher highs. So that's what I'm expecting to see in a nutshell. Yeah. In the nutshell. Alrighty, let's see. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, Pedro and I will talk a little bit more about Bitcoin in a little bit here. But first of all, we got Arcade in the house. Arcade is back in the house. Welcome What's
back,
up, Arcade.
Where did my system go? There we go. Crypto Unicorn says test. Earlier I asked for an audio check and I answered myself. Connect Me One, thanks for joining us again. Hey everyone. Fire Chicken says, too many sick people been keeping me busy during stream time. Chuck, what's the well, you're probably busy now. What's the major sickness going around? Is it the flu, RSV? Is it one thing? Is it ripping through kids? Or pneumonia? My mother-in-law had got pneumonia. From who? We don't know, but she got it. Didn't even have to get it in the hospital. She got it just meeting other people. You know where she got it from? Dr. Fire Chicken checking them chicks, and the Fire Chicken is spicy hot. Pedro, I don't know if you were on when I was talking about it, but Fire Chicken got listed in the Coinbase app. They spent enough time. Shut up. They're not on the Coinbase exchange. They're in their app as an approved crypto to trade for them. Because of the amount of time that the Fire Chicken community went through specifically Dr. Fire Chicken, went through getting verified, getting their Jupiter thingy bobby, whatever that makes them legit, and all of that, and of course sticking around for a while and showing quality.
I love it. I freaking
versus
love it.
Pump and dumps here.
Let's go.
Let's take a quick look at the Fire Chicken.
Look at you guys, man. You guys came up. There is this area. Let's pull this up. Price. I freaking love it. Look, this textbook trading right here. Boom. Sell off. Right. Hit supply area. We came down, hit it. Boom. Came back a little bit more into it. Boom. Now we're pushing out of it. You can see here there were stops right above. Pulled back. Now we're starting to go. You can see here that weekly. We're really following that 8 on the weekly, which looks hot to trot. Like a big, beautiful sunset. Just gorgeous. Gorgeous. Look at that. Nice little doji right here. Modified doji here. And now you're just continue up. It looks hot. It looks sexy. Looks sexy. Right here. It's like 6, 7. That's okay. Okay. So just being a good.
I can't see your chart.
You can't.
Like up off the screen.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Oh, I see you're drawing there. Never mind.
Yeah, no, it's okay. Yeah, sorry. So you can see here, we're seeing a drop in volume, but buyer volume is definitely stronger than seller volume. Here's your buyer volume here. You can see how the seller volume tried to come in last week and just got met with absorption. Hence, basically seeing a pretty much rally up right at these levels here, up to the high levels. Now it is at all-time highs. Where are they at now? Are they 400,000 or 300,000 market cap? Yep. So there you guys go. The next one is honestly 500,000 market cap. Honestly, we need to buy a little bit more of these guys. I think online. I think we should buy a little bit more. I hate to buy it at the all-time highs, but hey, at 500,000 or at 200,000 market cap, 200,000 market cap, if these guys hit at least 300 million, won't be a bad investment.
300 million.
They're building a community that's pretty darn strong. Like we've seen, I mean, Unicorn Fart Dust had nothing. Literally nothing. And it was literally called Unicorn Fart Dust. And it got to was almost $1 billion plus. So all I'm saying is 303. I think 300 million is not a bad trajectory to wish for. Right?
It's not
right,
wishing.
Dr. Fire Chicken?
It's planning.
It's planning. Excuse me. Yes, that's what I meant. Planning for. So when it hits at 300, so at that 200, what would that be if it hit 300 million and we got in at 300,000? That'd be 100.
100x. That's the 10x is 3 million. 100x is 30 million. It'd be 1,000x.
Yeah, it's 1,000x. Yeah, not bad. Throwing $5, throwing $5 in, and you walk out with 5,000. Not bad at all.
Or put in a couple $100 and take out many hundreds of thousands.
Not bad at all.
It's only happened to me once, but the problem was I didn't take the money out.
Yeah,
I smoked.
We've all been there.
Had that hopium.
When you're in that community and everybody is so like, let's go, like it's just it sucks because watching that chart just go down and down and watching your money just dissipate, you're like, oh, are you serious? And everyone's like, I'm holding, and you're like, wait, you're not holding. We all know your wallet, dude. You're the dev. And boom. But not these guys. I mean, listen, Chuck, he's independently wealthy. He's got a family. He's got a life. He's got a practice. And so it just, the problem is people could come after him easily. So there's no way that he would he's not going to risk it. You know, I mean, maybe if it's at 10 billion market cap, he might let it drop. But I just don't see him. He's not the type. His character's not the type, you know? Just not the type.
Nope.
It's not. Solid dude. Solid dude. Anyway, so yeah, I'm expecting the next play here is that 500,000 market cap here. It'll be that 0005. Boom. Yes, we do own these guys, just as a disclaimer, to give everybody's heads up. But this is an honest TA, as I have always.
But you can't argue with it. I mean, it's obvious that it's what's going on with it. It's going up.
Going up. I love the demand zones on the monthly right here, as it pulled back. It acts as a good strong point as a monthly supply area right here. I mean, that just gives it strength here. So the fact that you have that 8, so if it does pull back, you know, you're seeing at least, I mean, a pullback area of 100,000 or 170,000 if a pullback was to happen, just because you have the demand here with the 8-period moving average sitting right there in that zone. Strong as rocks. Strong as bull.
I was waiting for it. I was just sitting there waiting for it. It was really funny. I'm like, here it comes. Strong like bull.
Strong like bull. You know what I found out? Testosterone is from bull testicles. Did you know that? Fun fact.
Yeah, they do harvest it from bull testicles. Yes.
This doctor talking about it, and what I thought was really funny was, like, she's like, your body can't handle bull testosterone. I mean, American barely handle it, you know. So it's like, dang.
Pedro, I made a mistake today trading.
Tell me about it, sir.
I've made one trade today. I'm sorry. I've made 2 trades today. In one, I made $90 on the mini Nasdaq E-mini, on a nice little trade in which I was watching my moving averages, and it was my first one. Oh no, Pedro is dead. Hello, Pedro.
I'm here, but I was gonna have to reset this. It's my computer. It's not the internet.
No.
I gotta get a new computer. It's that simple. I'll be getting it. I hate the fact that I have to get it when prices are just skyrocketing, but I thought it was.
I know, internet. Me too. I've been looking at the prices of computers. I'm like, come on, man. Come on. I mean, there's plenty. Oh shit! Just knocked my table over here. And when I raise and lower my table, my chair was under it and it clunked it on one side. There's plenty of great cheap computers out there. You want a $500 computer that uses old 2-generation old memory? Cheap stuff. You want the latest graphics cards and the latest memory that's fast? Nope. You pay out the ass. Anyway, like I was saying, I dipped my feet into the E-mini world today for Nasdaq. With a short. It was trending down on the couple of time frames I was looking at. Short time frames, the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute. And made $90. So I said, good with that. And I just gave it back in what's that guy's name? Sailor, in strategies options. And I made a mistake because I was watching the pricing. And I saw that I bought it at $7.75, and it was $8.75 for the option now to sell it. And I was like, oh, good. I'm just, you know what? I've got the show coming up. I don't want to watch it. I'm going to be up a few bucks. And so I cleared it out and didn't look at my P&L. I said I got stuff to do. Went back just now when I was closing some windows and looked at my P&L, and it said minus $30. I'm like, that's weird. I made $90 earlier. And then I just made some on that strategy trade. I went and looked at the actual trade, and I bought it at $9.75, not $7.75.
Yes.
And it was just me reading the screen wrong. And I thought to myself, oh my God, do I need Pedro's glasses? And because to be honest, the distance my monitor is getting, my eyes are changing I bet this time next year, I'm going to have to change the distance I work with or get your glasses. But no, because I have the fonts are pretty big and it's clear. It's a good high contrast screen. I just read it wrong in my brain. My mind had said 775, I think, because earlier in the day it was 775. I went back and looked at it. Said, okay, I think it's going to go up, and it did go up. But it only went up after it went down. Where I bought it. Where I thought I was selling it. In other words, I lost $120 on it. Just because I made a mental error. Didn't double check my my pricing. Didn't do it. And in fact, I even wrote it in my journal wrong. I wrote it. What's going on there? Anyway, Crypto Mike, welcome to the house.
What's up,
so far, I'm down $30 for the day, and up for the week, which is good. Up for the week. Very good. Welcome, Crypto Mike. I'm sure you're having a great time out in Manitoba. As always, welcome everybody. Please comment, like, subscribe, follow, post, chat. Just do it. Hey, where are my Twitch and there's Kick. Where's Twitch? There's Twitch.
Dude, I love strawberries, bro.
I love them too, but I can't eat them.
You're allergic to them?
Nope, just the seeds on the skin. I've got a crown over here that I had a terrible dentist a long time ago that just massacred my mouth. And like every new dentist I go to now is like, what the fuck is that? And I was like, I had a guy that was putting on a big wedding for his daughter, so he just did all kinds of work. I didn't need a crown, but I ended up getting one. And the seeds sit in the top of that thing, and they take forever to get out. It drives you. And even if you bite them, you just like chew it and suck on it. You're like, you're like, One gets in there and it drives you nuts. Same with popcorn. I love popcorn, but I can't eat it. And then I do, and I'm like, all right, everything's gonna be fine. I'm eating it softly. I'm chewing it softly. And then all of a sudden I'm like, mother beep. Anyway, any luck with your computer there? Nope, not yet. Not yet.
It's real quick. It's telling me to run a network test.
Network test?
I don't understand. It says that I have internet. Obviously,
anyway, in Bitcoin here, we had a little market manipulation today. Going along, doing nothing. Liquidity is low today. Because why? Why is it low today, ladies and gentlemen? Because Jerome Powell speaks in a little bit, and he's going to talk about why they're not doing anything this month. But you never know what's going to come out of the Fed. So on Fed Day, the day before Fed Day and before the Fed number comes out, there is low liquidity. And you can see it over in the Bitcoin. Oh, I got Fire Chicken up. Good volume in Fire Chicken. You can see the volume for Bitcoin past 24 hours is 48 billion. Usually it's 60 to 80 billion during the show here. Running low. And why is that? It's because the U.S. government restricts liquidity during the Fed. Basically, the whole week is slow. People trade not so much on Monday. When the Fed numbers come out Tuesday, the market comes back and there's some liquidity. Wednesday and Thursday, it sucks. And the reason is because people are waiting. They're like, oh, let's just wait to see what the Fed has to say. So they don't trade as much. There's not as much liquidity in the market. So as I said last night on the show, which I went to at length, you guys have heard me complain about it before, that the U.S. government should not be in the business of public relations and having press conferences to release numbers when in the past they just released them. They just voted and released the number. They sent it out to the wire services. Newspapers picked it up, and boom, it was out. So for many years, 100 years of stock market trading, nobody knew exactly when the number would come out, and it wouldn't restrict the liquidity. Now, the U.S. government restricts the liquidity by holding a press conference at a certain time and making a big dog and pony show about it. Don't like it. I don't like it because that should say 60 billion to 80 billion over there instead of 40 billion, 48 billion. Sounds like you're back, Pedro.
I am. Can you hear me?
I can.
Awesome. I love it. Let's check out a couple things here real quick. Now, gold has been really interesting because gold has been acting in a way that is very meme-ish. Right? That's the best way of putting it. It just keeps going up, right? Like if you look at the last, how long? I think 8
Look at that chart.
days. 8 days, yeah. Boom.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Certifiably crazy.
Last 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, like obviously you have something similar where it goes up here and comes down, but this is, if you look at the trajectory on this one right here, right? Like it's crazy high, but it's not right. This is manageable. This right here, this is almost straight up. Like this is
getting too far away from the 8 and the 21 period moving average too.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. That's just, it's a pretty big jump. And so I'm looking at that going like, this is just acting. I mean, it literally in the last 2 days, it went from 4 or 5,000 all the way up to 5,300. I mean, again, like that, we're talking, that's 300 points. Was it 10%, 20%? Is it 500?
It's a lot. We'll just use the word a lot.
Yeah, like it's just crazy to look at. Like we're talking, and in a couple days, it's moving at such at a speed that is just kind of redunculous, as back in the day that we used to say. That is redunculous. And I mean, silver is the same way. But what's even more interesting is that our dollar is actually coming down to new lows here, and more of a restriction based off of people are basically selling off the dollar. I think one, because they don't necessarily want to trade with us, right? And so when if you're not looking to trade with the U.S., why are you going to hold on to their dollar? So we're seeing it drop here. But here's the thing. Like businesses, how many times have they embargoed China, and yet China still gets people to trade with them? Why? Because they've got a low dollar. It makes it cheaper for them.
Right.
Let this thing drop. We're going to build up our factories. Please. Like, let it drop. Because sooner or later, as a businesses, like we're going to be okay, because honestly, we're building up a lot of industry within America. People, if we become insulated and we start to really handle stuff here, which is kind of what we're doing, even though there's a lot of turmoil and civil unrest, there is still a lot of businesses going on. People are going to be able to go back to work and really help. I mean, now again, this is all if the administration is correct. But Besant literally said this first quarter, in a few months, by the end of the first quarter, we're going to see these businesses up and running. They're pushing hard in states, in particular the South, and people are moving from the North to the South. They are. A lot of people are. There's a huge house booming area there. They're building more houses so they can actually handle them now. A lot of state and local areas are allowing for more growth of houses because the state or the South has a lot of room. Not a lot of people live down there because it's sweltering hot during the summertime. I mean, painfully hot. But if the North isn't going to be cool with it, the South will be like, we'll take that money, right? Like we'll handle it. So we're seeing that happen there. You know, I actually had a friend of mine who moved to Texas who's been begging because he's got a baby girl that I absolutely adore. And he's like, dude, just move to Texas, bro. You would love it here. You fit in like a glove. And because I guess, I don't think he lives in Austin. Like in between Austin and Dallas, right? Is that correct? Is it Austin and Dallas?
That's a long way.
No. In between Austin and what's the other one?
San Antonio?
Houston and Austin.
Yeah, Houston.
Yeah, they're in between that area, right? And he goes, but he lives in like a smaller town, but they're like 2 hours apart, and right, like it's like 2 hours from each other. And he was saying there's this nice little place, man. There's a bunch of nice little towns. You can buy a house for cheap, buy big property. He's like, it's nice. It's not sweltering cold. And I'm like, you know what?
Well, you mean it's not freezing cold, but it does get sweltering hot down there, and the mosquitoes will carry you away. And then it doesn't rain for like 3 months, and then it rains for a month. Hard, yeah. Well, it's kind of like California. And then the vegetation grows after that, and then it doesn't rain for 3 months, and then fire. It's like California.
I was gonna say it just reminds me of California. But you don't have to worry about the crazy liberals and basically policies that say, hey, if you don't spend the money that's in your bank account, you have over $10,000, we're going to take it. So it's crazy that the policy. I got to tell
you, the talk on the internet about programmable money is ratcheting up.
Yeah. Yep. A lot of that interesting. Speaking about that, let's talk about how if this does start to take on a new China is already pushing hard. They've got a digital yuan. People are trading it. There's a couple $1 trillion of trade in it. Now, granted, the US is hundreds of trillions of dollars that people use, but still, you have a couple $1 trillion that are being traded. I think they said like $300 trillion get traded every day for the US because of the liquidity and that we have in it, right? Mm-hmm. Which is absolutely insane. Like on a slow day, right? We're talking like 40, 50 trillion. So it's just mind-boggling that the amount of money that gets traded for the US dollar. But as the US dollar starts to drop, right, I think that's a good thing. I know, like, for us as Americans, when we travel abroad, the US dollar isn't necessarily you're not buying as much. But in reality, if we can rebuild the US in a way where, one, we can actually build real stability by manufacturing. Like I said, a manufacturing job produces 2.69 269% growth in the economy when you have a manufacturing job. So that in itself, and even if the world doesn't want to buy from us, we'll buy from ourselves and be happy with it. Generating local economies, building up that way is one of the ways a nation can really sustain itself. So it's gonna be really interesting to see what happens there. Now, you were saying about digital. What is it that's actually happened?
Digital?
You said a digital dollar or digital currency has been being talked about.
Oh, the talk about programmable money is getting a little nuts on, I follow the trends of, what's being spoken about in the finance world on X to see where, what normal people are commenting about and replying to, and what the bots are pushing, and the narrative that all of a sudden you see developing from stuff. And the anti-programmable money crowd is going crazy right now. I mean, there's a lot of posts about it. There's a lot of people building in the conspiracy theory kind of world, or in the conspiracy theory world, are talking about it, and bringing it up to a higher level, and including Donald Trump has come out and said, we're not doing a CBDC. We're not doing it. Just not going to happen. Canada, the Bank of Canada came out and said, it's not going to happen. Why would we create a whole new system to replace Visa, MasterCard, and all your payment processors and all that, just to get 1% more people into the banking system? And the U.S. said, we're not going to do it. There's too much privacy concerns, and the U.S. government should not be in the business of doing that type of stuff. Yet, the message won't go away. The message from the government saying we're not doing it won't go away, and people are like, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. So, been following that to see if all of a sudden we see talks amongst regulatory agencies, because that's the kind of the harbinger, the one if by land, two if by sea type thing, to see if it's starting to actually, if there are people like Elizabeth Warren, or people starting to talk. Elizabeth Warren wouldn't want it, because even though she hates the banks, she loves them. Just wants them to follow her rules. I don't know.
She wants to make money by herself. She doesn't like other people making money.
I've got this follow us graphic running, and I have no idea how I turned it on.
Oh, that's cool.
Literally no idea. Nor how to turn it on. In fact, I pressed the join DYOR button, and that came on too. Join Rumble. Nope, no idea. Did it go away? I don't know. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, over on the graphic screen. Oh, no, follow thing still going on. No idea how to turn it off. Over there that says join our network. If you're a wannabe creator or influencer like these huge celebrities, Pedro and I are, if you want your own crypto show, DYOR Media loves to handle various different types of shows. We've got bunch of different shows in rotation. Most of the other ones are in hiatus right now, like the Crypto Swamp Preachers, or Rugged, Ruined, and Wrecked, or Carmen's Crypto Chit Chat, or even another one Pedro and I did, the AI Life. So we're always looking for more content. If you want to have your voice heard, but don't want to deal with the business of broadcasting and dealing with the social media end of things, just want to do your thing, let us know. There's a QR code over there. Go ahead and it'll take you to our website, talk more about how to, what we're looking for and how to join up with us. If you're interested at all in that type of stuff, or if you know how to just to get this damn graphic off the screen, I'm gonna have to go search for it. But anyway, also in the second housekeeping announcement here, if you're watching on your big screen TV on Rumble, there's a QR code for you right there. Most of the time, people that watch on their big screen TVs do not have an account. Means they can't they can't ask questions, do all that type of stuff. Do us a favor and join Rumble. Just hold your phone up to this QR code here. It'll take you to Rumble where you can join and sign up. You don't even have to create a new account. You can use your Google or Facebook login or Apple login. If you choose to use one of these other systems like Facebook or Google to log in, instead of clicking create new account, sign up, just click sign in when you get there. And it'll take you to the spot where it'll run you through the Google or Facebook login. We would really appreciate it because it helps us. The more you engage with us, that's why I'm also playing the engagement video forever. The more you engage with us, the better our show does on Rumble. And today, Pedro, we're broadcasting. We always have two categories: finance and crypto, and then a subcategory of stock market. And I switched it today. There's a new subcategory called a Rumble Wallet. And I'm hoping it's only there because Chris Pavlovsky and Paulo from Tether are rating people's streams, bringing money and viewers. And I hope they see us because they're pushing Rumble Wallet and Tether Gold, which you can buy in Rumble Wallet. And so, Chris, or if any of you guys are out there in the world trying to, if your assistants are saying which group should we go see? Us. We're here. Thank you to the commenter on Twitch, Loki. I really appreciate your engagement over on Twitch, but I'm not putting your comment on the screen. Thank you very much.
Is it foot people?
No, it's selling fake views. But you know what? I opened a case today about fake viewing on... got a bunch of... I keep an eye on the finance and crypto category in Rumble for scams, those fake AI videos and that type of stuff. And when accounts get all botted up. And like they have nobody on it. There's this one that's getting 60, 70,000 views, and there's no person on it. They're just playing videos from YouTube or X, which is a violation of the terms of service here.
Dude, I have.
And I
like
did not get an answer to that.
Biggest wave today, dude. I got in the trade this morning. Got into a couple good trades this morning, and went really good in the ES. But after I made my money, I went back to bed real quick because I was just tired. And like for whatever reason, my hair, because I jumped up. You know when you take a shower, get up, you take a shower, and then you're doing it. You don't really get your hair ready, you know. But after you take a shower, you don't take 2 showers. You ever taken like? Never mind. That sounds weird. But
my hair, Pedro, it's always been the 10 seconds. Just, and it's dry in 30 seconds after that. It's just, I've never had any trouble. Only trouble I've had with my hair is that it's moving from my forehead to my back. That's it's the only problem I had.
That is funny, dude. That is too funny. I'm actually taking off my thing here because I want to change my. I'm done with the Dahmer. Not Dahmer.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say this just looks weird. I just thought it was funny.
Let's see if I change. Nope, it's still there. Oh, hello, Catherine. How you doing? Oh, no, she's not on our show.
One day.
How do I turn that off? I don't even know.
This is probably one of my favorite pictures here.
I don't have you on the screen. Let me bring you back.
There we go.
It's so weird that I can't figure this out. That's a better one. Yeah, that Jeffrey Dahmer one was really creepy.
Creepy.
Ah, there we go. Oh, I think I found the switch.
I found a switch. All right. So here's my question. Could California create their own digital currency apart from the US?
They could, as long as it's not used in interstate commerce.
Okay.
They can create. I actually read an article about this a while ago. They can create payment tokens. They can create a payment system, a payment token system that they run. It's a CBDC for the California government. They can do that, and they could even force you to pay your taxes in it. And in anything you interact with the government, register your car. They could pass a law saying even the local governments have to use it. These payment tokens, so they can manage it centrally and that type of stuff. Because generally government transactions aren't included in that interstate commerce rule. And of course the Constitution applies with only the United States federal government can have an official currency. But that, as we see that payment tokens or methods of payment are different. And I'm assuming that as long as it was convertible in and out of US dollars, that nobody would really care because it's convertible to US dollars. If it was convertible to, let's say gold, I think they would have a problem with it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they would too.
My question is weird rules about gold in the U.S. that I don't understand. Maybe you do. Like in other countries, people on their commodities exchange can just take delivery of gold. They can speculate and take delivery. In the U.S., retail people cannot take delivery of gold. You have to go to a special gold broker and go and get approval to buy it. I'm trying to get someone on the show to talk about it that's in that business, and have a proper KYC account and all that type of stuff. Just to own gold, which is stupid. You can mine the shit just like Bitcoin. Literally spend your whole life out in the little river outside with your pan. Oh, there's gold in our heels. And no KYC needed for that. Imagine having a whole pile of non-KYC gold.
Actually, yeah, there's a lot of people who actually have that. They're called criminals.
Well, actually, the gold is still, KYC. You know what, Pedro? I was reading another article about AI is being used to find art that's stolen.
Oh, really?
And not just art, but pieces of jewelry. Because almost every piece of jewelry is unique. And I don't mean mass-produced watches and things like that. I mean like gold chains, all that type of stuff. The distance between the pieces, it's like a fingerprint. Like if you had a gold chain with 40 pieces on it, there's unique signatures to each one. And so now the police are able to use an AI algorithm that says, if you got your shit stolen, you send a good, if you have a good picture of it, they put it in the stolen thing database, just like a stolen car in the hot list or the hot sheet, whatever they call it. Oh, baby Draco in the house says, YouTube us tripping, says I'm not subscribed, so I can't comment.
What?
Then subscribe. Hit the subscribe button.
But he's been subscribed to us for how long?
Years. Yeah.
Years.
Other people in categories YouTube doesn't like report that YouTube unsubscribes people from your channel, especially in the firearms categories. Those guys complained about it all the time. They even set up test accounts and stuff like that, and they're like, "Yep, unsubscribed."
That's crazy. So we're not liked by YouTube?
No, it's clearly. I mean, we used to be loved by them. Now, nope, no mas. No mas. Anyway, good morning, Jesus, whatever it is you want to be called today. Draco. Thanks for joining us, really. He says, damn, somebody going to take back their gold I stole? Probably not, because I'm guessing that you, if perhaps, we'll say your friends, acquired some gold illicitly. They didn't take it from someone who took pictures of it and sent it to their insurance company and then reported it to the police. That's how that works. I am a sub, senor, but it says I'm not. Maybe unfollow the station, then refollow it. Unfollow it, refollow it. How many people we got watching us here today? We got 20 on Rumble. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We got
not out.
20. Looks like Facebook didn't work today. And then we've got a bunch of people on watching on X. Thanks for joining everybody on X. Let's put those stats up, see if that works. 20 people have tuned into us on X. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy my girl on the precipice there of Bitcoin. Why they keep giving it? We've been doing 1775 coffee. We've been doing Rumble Premium. We gotta do it now. Let's just do 1775 coffee. Pedro, I'm gonna take a minute to earn about 42 cents here today. You know what we'll do is we'll take that and buy some fire chicken. 42 cents at a time. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's earn a little cash monies here. Well, that's weird. I don't know why this screen keeps appearing when I don't choose it. I'm gonna turn Pedro off there. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have you still not tried 1775 coffee? Now's your shot. The 1775 starter kit has been out for a while now. They only made so much out of them, just like Bitcoin. There's only so many of them. And you should get yours while they're hot. You get 3 things when you order their coffee package here. You get the bold dark roast that hits hard. You get the smooth medium roast and the Vitality mushroom coffee for clean energy and laser focus. No crash at all. All single origin, small batch, toxin free and mold free. Plus you're also getting my favorite part. Today's talk about gold. You're getting a gold spoon clip. Why? Because freedom isn't scooped with plastic. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. You're getting a frother strong enough to stir up your coffee and your mother-in-law's opinions. Get a black 1775 tumbler. Get $170 worth of coffee gear, yours for 99 bucks. This is for the ones who've been watching 1775 blow up right here on Rumble, wondering if it's actually worth it. Spoiler, it is. Go to 1775coffee.com/studio and grab your starter kit before they're gone. Bold beans, clean fuel, and a morning routine that stands for something, just like Rumble does. Ladies and gentlemen, there's a QR code over here. It says, brewed bold, served fresh, unapologetically at home. That doesn't really make any sense, but we'll go with it. If you're watching on your big screen TV, hold your cell phone up, click that QR code, put your eyeballs on our sponsors. They would really appreciate it. We would really appreciate it as well. If you're watching on your cell phone, there's a learn more link in the chat. If you're watching on the replay, thank you very much. There's a link in the description. And thank you to 1775coffee.com for sponsoring this segment of DYOR Live. Let's bring Pedro back here. Thank you, sir, for putting up with that.
I have a friend of mine. He wrestles with his kids on Facebook. Well, his wife does it. He first started doing it when they got like big enough where they thought they could beat their dad's ass. Right? Like every guy, gets to that point where you think, I can take my dad. There's a famous comedian about it who talks about it. Anyways, so when he started getting like that, and he used to be a state wrestler champion. So he now wrestles with his kids. And he whips on him so, it's because he'll like first play around because like that 16 you really start to think I could take my dad. Your testosterone's flowing, you got the hair starting to come in, you're starting to get some muscles coming. You're like, he's old, I'm quick, right? Whatever, dude. So all his kids know, like he got 5 boys, and he just whips on them like bad. And so his youngest is like now, like 18, and he's good wrestler, real good wrestler. And so the 18-year-old finally beat his dad, and he's just like, yes, like the victory of this moment. And then all of a sudden you see him, he looks up and goes, He may be able to beat me now at wrestling, but I don't think he beat me at boxing. And he punched him in the arm, dude, so hard. And then it shows. It was all good and fun, like they're both having a good time. But he hit him, because he's got a good jab. And like, bah! And his arm swelled up, and so his mom took the picture of, don't mess with daddy. He'll still hurt you. I just thought it was.
Pedro, us dads, we got one thing in common amongst the kids. Even my son is much larger than me. He's like 6'6" now and still growing. Yeah. And he's growing out, and his shoulders are. And he's a big, huge, strong guy. He's not someone you want to meet in a dark alley. But I could whoop his ass, no problem. You know why? Because I know exactly what he's going to do next at every turn. Dads have wisdom. We know. Like the best example is that father-son hockey league. I hadn't played hockey in 30 years. I was never good in the first place, but I was okay. And 30 years later, I put the gear back on and played in a father-son thing. My son can skate circles around me and stick handle and all this type of stuff. I smoked him every chance I got because I knew sure as shit where that puck was going to go because Jimmy is passing it over here. My son's over there. I'm like, they are showing their hands so fast here. And I would just limbo over, and intercept it and then pass it to one of my better teammates that could skate. he was like, how did you guys beat us? We're so much better than you. We're like, because, man, I've got 34 years of wisdom on you, and I know exactly everything we're going to do. And the same with the wrestling thing. The dad's like, I am not nearly as strong as my son, but I know if he puts his arm around me this way, he's going to leave that leg out like that, and I'm just going to go and the son's like on his back going, damn it!
Oh, it's been great to watch him like just wrestle with his kids, and the 13, 14, especially his oldest. Now he's got the youngest there, and it's cool because you like the kids. Like, there's something about when you have a dad who you can wrestle with or really kind of get down with, right? And really test yourself as a young man, right? There's something about that builds confidence in you when you finally do, and it's not given to you. You had to earn it, and he's the only one who's been able to best his dad. Even the oldest ones.
It's like me in golf too. My dad, I grew up learning from my dad and taking lessons, and I started when I was 10. I guess it was around the age of probably 15 when I beat my dad.
Wow.
And he quit the game shortly after that. Because he was getting better. We both started playing at the same time. He hadn't played a lot since he was little. We moved, and where we moved was right next to a small golf course, so we joined. And I had played a little bit when I was younger, and I wanted to play. So I did, and I learned, and I was, like all kids my age, I was improving pretty steadily because I was taking lessons and all this type of stuff. My dad did too, and he was improving, but he reached a plateau where like everyone does in golf, they reached that plateau, and I had not, and I was still getting better. And I was like, hey, Dad, I beat you today. He's like, no. Like, yeah. He's like, but and after that, he lost interest in golf, and to this day, that was 40 years ago. Today, my mom still plays golf, and I still play golf with her, and my dad just doesn't. He lives on a golf course. He's no interest at all. I'm like, Dad, just go out with Mom and walk with her while she plays.
Yeah, it's good for you. Yeah,
hates it.
He doesn't because the moment your son beats you, because we are very competitive, right? Even the most least competitive guys. There was a guy, he was very effeminate. It's very effeminate, and he would even say, he's like, I think I might be a girl, but I am attracted to girls, so I don't know, right? But there's this moment where I was messing with him a little because he's a good, funny dude. He's a funny dude. And so we're joking back and forth. And I do something to start to mess with him. And because I'm trying to get the competitive side out of him, right? And dude, he turns around, he's like, you want to play again? Let's play chess. And I said, all right, let's play chess. Now, I don't know how to play chess, but all I'm doing now is mimicking him and everything he does, right? And so he's like, you can't do that. And I said, why can't I do it? And he's just like, because you did. And I said, I thought you said you're not competitive. I mean, what does this matter? He's like, I'm out of here. And I was started laughing, and I said, all right, good sir, have a good day. I mean, I can troll. I at times I do enjoy trolling people. Yes, I probably shouldn't do that. If I see that, if I see it's all, as long as it's in good fun, right? And everybody is cool and enjoying it. But if that's too much, then I don't do it. But
everybody, welcome Mr. Hodes to the show. Haven't seen him in a while. Thanks for joining us.
Mr. Hodes.
I put the wrong thing. Good morning, DYOR Media. Finally able to jump on a show. Let's effing go. Let's
go.
Crypto Mike says Hodes is in the hizzy.
Is in the hizzy.
He's given up on YouTube.
He's come
Mike
over.
is sending us dancing Donald Trumps again. And
Let's
bananas.
go. Bananas and
Baby Draco brings up the fact that Vet is still out there from Mr. Hodes. Give it a look. Go see Mr. Hodes. Have him tell you all about Vet, raising money for veterans.
Yep.
God, there's a shit ton of comments here. Sorry, I've been missing them.
Yeah, I'm shocked you actually. I just didn't know if we were just going. Quick question. So, any major news? Because I want to go over some charts here real quick, but I also want to go over some news. So I know you actually have.
I got a little bit of news, but I'm just hitting some comments here. Pedro, what do you, Tom and Pedro, what do you think about the upcoming crypto legislation in DC determining securities versus commodities? I have not updated myself on what the Senate has changed their bill to after the banking system.
It's trash.
Trashed the bill.
It's. I really, because Trump thinks he wants to get that bill passed, but nobody in the crypto industry is remotely okay with it. So it's one of those things that I can't handle. Like when you look at what's actually happening, literally the big banksters, as I say, right, has gone through and they have like messed with the wordage. And now it's literally, you can't, I mean, just the current one that's in the Senate is literally set up in a way where issuers of stable coins cannot give interest on it if you hold it. I mean, so basically you're taking away the competitiveness, competitiveness. You're taking away they're taking away the competition, because the whole entire point to be able to create is that they are literally buying, and this is key, right? This is really important. They are buying treasuries, they are buying other assets so that they can kick off real dividends, i.e. Yield off of their stable coin, which basically they are in complete competition with banks, which is good because it makes sure that your local bank will have to pay you a higher rate on your money that you have sitting in a in a bank account, right? And hence, I mean, being able to get 7%, and here's the other part. It's just the the people up at the top of the banks don't want to give up their profit margin. They don't want to give up making $37, $38, $40 million a year in all reality. And so those large executives are like, we can figure out ways to push this through the Senate. Because what does the Senate do? They have a ton of people who do lobbying. And in those lobbyists, what they do is they say, hey, look, we'll pay you extra side money. We'll help you over here. And so now these senators and the people who wrote up a lot of the laws are completely decimating the original structure of the bill. So ultimately, I feel as if I hope this stuff. I just hope it doesn't go through. I think again needs to get brought back to the House, rewritten, or at least in Senate, have them throw it all out. Because listen, us as crypto natives need to get involved and start paying attention and calling up your senator. My senator, I reached out and said, I do not support the current listen. Yeah, the Senate version of. I reached out to a few people in the where I live. You know, there's a huge Shiba Inu community here. I reached out and said, listen, we need to call up and make this very clear to our statesmen here that this is not okay. This is not okay. Do not vote for this. And so that's how we win. That's how we cannot go along with the current laws that they're trying to push through. The original ones that were written were good. We were like, okay, some of the wordage was but I mean, you know what? We can work with it. We know out of 100, I'd give it like an 80 or 90. Like it was a B. It was better than a C minus. Okay, so I'd give it a B plus. Whereas the one that we have right now is less than an F. I mean, I wouldn't even give it a 60% because it literally, the whole entire point behind stable coins is that I want to earn yield. I want competition to happen between banks. So this has been my biggest issue now with the current legislation. And everybody's as pushing, oh, we need legislation. No, you do not. We've done okay. I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
You were saying no, and I'm like, right, no.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, like we've done okay so far. So what's the point of these guys saying no? Like ultimately, we're still going to get yield. Well, we may not call it money, but if I go in and say, hey, we're going to give you a reward here and you can turn it in for XYZ, or if I need to turn it from here to here to here, then okay, fine. I can go those routes and get my yield that way. But either way, we're going to get around that. That's the way crypto works, the way innovation works. And you can keep your foot on our neck so long until all of a sudden it just backfires on you. So, I mean, your decision. And remember, All you need is 1% of the populace to go in and get their money out of the bank, and it upheaves itself. It upheaves itself. Less than 1%. And I promise you, there's a lot more crypto holders that we could rally up around America and say, you know what? We're now going to transition our money from there to here. Just saying, you need competition. If you keep your foot on our neck, guarantee you're going to have a Tea Party situation.
What I find interesting about this, Pedro, is that they say, all right, stable coins can operate, and they like USAT, Tether America, has just launched their USAT, which replaces USDT in the US and will be their federally regulated stable coin for Tether. And the government says they can't be backed by gold or Bitcoin because it's too volatile. And I agree with that at the beginning of the start of this. Bitcoin was at 126 just a few months ago. And then now it's down 40%. And you don't want a stable coin backed by something that's going down by 40%. Or up by 40%, because then it comes back down. And they say, it has to be more liquid, more US dollar based, mainly US treasuries. We all know that. And so USAT is going to be able to take their 20, 40 billion, however much they start out with, and have it backed by US treasuries, which are paying between 3 and 6%, depending on which bond it is. But they can't pay that out. So they can take it in. The government will say, yeah, we'll pay you. You're essentially staking with us by giving us your dollars, and we'll give you these bonds. And we're going to pay you every month, percentage, or every year, whatever it is, a percentage of that, and you're going to make 5% on average. But you can't give that to the people that gave you money.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's a big
what
circle.
They say is you have to give it to the banks, and then the banks will give it to the people who deposit money in their banks. And the banks don't do that. They don't do that. They go, okay, we'll give you 1%. The government's paying these guys 5%. Tether should be able, without any question, to pay everybody that gives them money 4.5%. Take a 0.5% VIG on $40 billion, and that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
It's maddening, and I just don't understand. Imagine being a U.S. senator, because the House of Representatives didn't fall for this argument. They're like, no, this is what we want. But the senators are sitting there, and they're like, yeah, let's. Sounds all good, It's going to be a good thing. People didn't want to be part of the banking system; they wanted to do their own system. Yeah, all right. And then all of a sudden, like, guys come to their table, and they're like, hey there, there's an envelope for you under the magazine there. That's the only way. It's the only way, and I don't necessarily mean direct cash bribes, but I mean like promises of campaign, all sorts of promises from the banks to get them to change their mind to screw us over. It's no different, Pedro, than the people in local legislatures and governments that vote for red light cameras, speeding cameras, and all that shit that just takes money, mostly out of poor people, to feed the coffers, so they don't have to raise taxes. But if you vote for something that screws the people over, I'm just going to say it in French. You're a dickhead. That's my French. And if you got elected and you vote to screw people over, like red light cameras, speeding cameras, all that type of stuff that just nickel and dimes you. Just nickel and actually it's a lot more than that. You like one trip to the grocery store in Chicago, it could cost you $300 in speed or red light cameras, even if you're not really speeding. You're going like 26 and a 20, pop, $150. It really sucks. And it's the same way with senators when they do something like this. And they had a perfectly good bill. Industry supported it. Like, yes, this is good. People like me called our representatives, said this is a good bill. We like it.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden, they're all like, whoa, what's that? And then Mitch McConnell's like,
yeah, where are you at? Yeah. Yeah.
On the side note, I like Mitch McConnell and Mick Jagger are the same age. And Mitch is frozen like, and Jagger's out there still touring, Start me up.
Yeah.
Oh, Pedro, it drives me nuts. It's like one of those things. If I was a politician, you know how you're seeing in Korea and Taiwan every once in a while they start fighting on the voting floor. I would be that guy. I'm like, I would walk up to someone who changed their mind like that, said, well, gave me some bullshit about the banks, and I would just punch him in the face, and there'd be a pile-on.
But the thing is, I don't think you could be a politician because you suck at lying. That's the thing. Like
Pedro for president, Baby Draco says. That's right.
I do not have the patch to have it.
When they get I watch plenty of news here on this screen, and when they get those guys that say politician all over them before they even speak, and you look at them and you're like, whoa, that dude's definitely a politician. And then they speak and they're like, so what do you think about the new tax bill? Well, I'm really encouraged that Social Security will be well taken care of for the future, and that there aren't really any more problems that have shown up since the last problems were everything is great, and we're really looking forward to a better time because I think our camaraderie in the Senate is really good. And I'm like, whoa, did you learn from Kamala Harris how to speak? I mean, what the?
Can't even answer a question.
I hate those guys. Just answer the question. Famous show. For those of you who have not watched The West Wing,
so good.
The TV show came out in about the year 2000 or so. In like the first season, the middle of the season, that was back when they did 20 episodes every season for years. The president, who was played by Martin Sheen, his name is President Jeb Bartlett. The guys that work for him they tell the story of how they came to work for this guy. And Martin Sheen was the governor of New Hampshire, or Jeb Bartlett was the governor of New Hampshire, and one of the guys was just listening to random candidates talk, and all of a sudden he heard the candidate say something, and he looked up and he was like, that's the guy I want. And what he said is like, the thing was, he was answering questions, and the farmer said, hey, you voted to raise the taxes on dairy. You really screwed us. And instead of doing the politician thing, whoa, blah, 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 his answer was, yep, I screwed you. And I'm sorry for it, but we had a budget deficit here. I had two choices. I could screw you, or I could screw the other people like that. And frankly, the other people had more votes than the milk lobby does in New Hampshire. He said, so I had to make a choice. He said, neither choice was good. But the situation we had was terrible, and I had to do it. And so I made that decision, and I'm sorry I screwed you guys. And the staffers went, that's who we want to run for us for president, someone that's honest and talks like that. That person would get nowhere unless your name is Donald Trump. Because Donald Trump can say, yeah, I'll walk out in the street and shoot someone, and the people would still vote for me. And they would. But every other politician that tries that, everyone, and Gavin Newsom's trying it too, comes off as not being genuine. You can't just fake that stuff. And I would be like that. I would be like, fuck you. And I would be genuine about it. And I couldn't lie like those polished idiots.
You know what?
Sorry, everybody. We've gone on forever.
Right.
Pedro said he had a lot of charts to go over, and I just...
Yeah. I literally can't now. It's 2:00. I'll try to go over some stuff here. I think what's interesting is there's so there are a few people that I do like. I do like Rubio. Okay. I do too. I like Rubio. He's I think as honest as he can be for the positions and the knowledge that he knows. I think Jared Sessler out in Washington, who ran for the East District, legit, honest, real guy, and a few other people that I could sit there and say, you know what, I like these politicians, but they're few and far between, and that's the issue, right? There's some actually even on the Democrat side that I actually like. He's kind of crazy and a little bit of a nut. It's the dude. He was, forget his name. He's always the wild card. You don't know which way. He's up in Massachusetts. Why am I forgetting his name? He's got the little goatee. I forget what his name is.
Yeah, his dad was the governor too, right?
Yeah. Freeman.
Sununu?
No, Freeman. Isn't it Freeman or Friedman?
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, it's not the person I was thinking about.
No.
Right.
I like him. And then, and there was another guy who was running against, what's her name? He almost won too. Senators, or actually he didn't almost win. He kind of got demolished by like 5 points. But for him he got really close. In his story, he's a Republican, but he's really legit. He has a similar history to me. He has a book out how he got abused as a child and all this other stuff. And he made something of himself, right? Like, I respect him. Like, there are people out there. The problem is that they are too honest and they don't get the correct votes. That's the problem. That's the part that's just sad. And that's what we need is we need if we could have a group of honest people, fully honest in Washington, man, it would really help a lot of people. Speaking of that, real interesting that a lot of people, did you watch the Trump speech? And also, just so you know, it's 2:00, so that means that Jerome Powell is speaking as well. So if you want to go pull up
he's not speaking yet. I'll bring the TV up here. Where is the TV?
Yeah. There's not a dude. Is there a better smell than coffee being brewed?
Yeah.
What?
I agree with you. It's one of the. And for me, it's coffee smells great, and you taste it, and it's harsh, but I love drinking it. And like cigars are the same way too. It's like, man, I just love that smell of the right cigar. It's like, oh, it smells so good. And then you take a drag on it, and you're like, holy shit, this is the worst thing that's ever happened to me in my life.
You know what I found out? When smoking a cigar, your testosterone jumps up when you do it.
We're getting a whole package of them.
Yeah, I found that out. I was talking to somebody like, did you know? And I was like, really? Like, yeah, look it up. I thought it was really interesting. Let's pull up a couple other charts here that I want to get into here real quick. We're going to go into the yield. First, we're going to go into the yields and then to the bonds real quick. Okay.
Just a quick note, Pedro. The Fed did vote and release that the rates are unchanged, and it was 10-2. 10-2. Two people voted to change rates. I don't know if it was probably the Trump appointees that voted to lower it.
Mm-hmm. So as you guys can see here, I expected pricing to kind of fall off here, to see it go down. We did hit liquidity areas of that 3.25 area, or 3.38-ish on the actual 2-year here. So I'll push back up. So we're in this little range between the 3.6, 3.7 area to the 3. Why is that so hard for me? The 3.5 area to the 3.25-ish area here. So we're kind of waiting. They're kind of consolidating here. So I think they know that they may be holding on for as long as they can, but the reality is we know that it's most likely going to drop. It's just, they just know it. So, I mean, because if they were expecting it to go up, then we would see them pushing price up. So this is why I think, and the reason why I'm looking at the 2-year and the 10-year here, which in a second, because these are really the ones that they look at for short-term price. And so it's one of those things that we're kind of waiting for it to drop. You can see here the same thing. We're playing in between for the 10-year, roughly around the where is it right here? I'm going to say down in here because we saw the gap up, but we're watching it really kind of, I think we're going to see it come back down here. That 420 area all the way to the 395 area. So it is all depends on if the Fed, I think ultimately that they know that Trump is going to win this battle. They're just trying to fight against it as long as they can to keep interest rates high. As soon as he puts this guy in, he's going to put a lot of pressure on a lot of people. And the guy that they're looking to, which I heard, is one of the greatest bond traders of our day. I forget guy's name, but he's legendary in the industry, and so that's the guy who they actually want to bring in to the into the Fed. And I think he'll probably want to push markets down, honestly. Now, yes, he is a bond trader, so he makes money more, not on necessarily yield, but he will have to divest his portfolio when he comes in. But it's going to be really interesting to see how he plays, right? And I think, granted, we're watching the 10-year bond here. We just left the 10-year yield. Now the 10-year bond is coming down. But you can see we're playing off that 100-day period moving average sitting right here. The 200-day period moving average we saw come in and hold us down here as we were coming down. So we're kind of ping-ponging off of this. You can see here that volume on the bond here is dropping. And so as we're coming down here, so this is why I think we're going to see it push back up. And additionally to that, when you look at the 50-period moving average on the monthly, it's also been holding us down. So the fact is that we're finding pressure, we're finding support here, as well as liquidity down in this lower level. So I'm expecting it to rebound up. Last month, there was no demand wick, which we all, or supply wick, which we all know it most likely will reverse. And so I think we could very much see it go back up here, which gives us, which builds the narrative for myself that we'll probably want to see yields come down here. So the fact that I'm looking at the short-term yield there, kind of just staying stagnant, screams more to me that we're going to see short-term pressure of it dropping and then seeing it come back up down the road. But that's also, just to mention this, is that we know that the Treasury has been issuing a lot more treasuries into the market, which also puts pressure on yields and bonds. And so they kind of worked inversely in a sense. When you produce more treasuries, okay, it makes the yield drop because that means more supply is in the area. So it's one of those interesting it's almost like how the Treasury can backhand the Federal Reserve in a sense and keep it in check. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens here as he puts in his own Tony. And we'll see if he plays that market with him. I mean, for whatever reason, I keep forgetting the guy's name and I can't remember. Sound like an idiot. I always sound like an idiot. No, what is the guy's name? Give me a second.
Anyway, happy birthday to Mr. Hodes's. Your dad is 88? Your dad's birthday, 88 years old. Where's that thing? It's my dad's birthday today. I'm taking him out to lunch today soon. Wanted to catch the show today first, heading out. 88. Ugh. I can't.
That's what's up, man. 88.
I still got 11 years before my dad's 88.
That's crazy. I think it's absolutely crazy.
But have a great day with him.
Give me 1 second. I took that down. That's why. Okay. Boom.
When our dollar gets weaker, I'm just spent 27 years in manufacturing and I'm forgetting things. Dollar gets weaker, our exports get cheaper.
Yeah,
right?
So people want to buy us. Yes, correct.
Right. So
now,
obviously it hurts other parts of the industry. It's, our imports
makes manufacturing hard. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
But it will pump up, people will have the option of buying stuff less expensively from the States as opposed to their home currency, which historically has pumped up manufacturing. So with the sinking dollar, you will see, and I'm saying this because they're talking about it on the TV right now, the sinking dollar, you'll see down the road, 6 months down the road that, Mr. Trump will be able to announce, durable goods manufacturing is up. And the reason is our currency is cheaper, so we can export more.
Now, it's also important to understand that when you have a weak dollar, it does bring inflation. It's important to understand that because what happens is your manufacturers who produce here, okay, if they want to produce here, they have to, if they're not going to source raw goods here, then they have to go and source them from outside of the United States, which means they're going to have to pay a premium because our dollar is at a lower price. Now, it's important to understand when the US dollar goes down, the other currencies go up. okay, which makes things very, for them, beneficial to do business with us. Now, we know that there's been a connection between Canada and China, as well as the European Union are now deciding that they want to do business with China. But we talked about this, and I think it was Prof G, the podcast, the leader, or not the leader, but one of the main speakers actually had a conversation with, I wish I could remember names right now. I do. From now on, I'm literally going to start. The thing is I never know which way our conversations are going to go. So I get all the, I listen and read copious information, and it's hard to remember names that I remember I can remember conversations though. In the Prof G podcast, the guy, Lord, give me a break, dude.
Quickly, the Fed announced in their notes here today that unemployment rate has shown some signs of stabilization. And as long as those are based on good numbers, that's good. That if the unemployment, Pedro talks at length about Mr. Trump needs to bring it home, and he needs to show that all those investments that people are saying we're going to invest in the U.S. actually play out. In that, one of the ways you will know that's happening is if our unemployment rate goes down. And it's stopped going up. Still going up in Canada, I might add. And Mike, it's good to see that Carney backed away from the China deal. Yeah, he wordsmithed that one. He's like, I didn't make any free trade deal with China. I just made a deal. It's not a free trade deal. It's just a deal. Anyway, Trump put the stop to that. He's like, no, you're not going to let China transship stuff through Canada. No.
It's really interesting because him, I forget the guy's name. So now I just remembered it. So his name, Scott Galloway, is one of the primary podcasters on the Proof podcast. He spoke with Neil Ferguson, who's a historian and honestly like an entrepreneur. He's really respected in Davos and everywhere else. He's a Englishman, and what was so interesting about him, he was just saying, look, the reality is that England, Europe, Canada, they can sit there and say, okay, we're going to buddy up next to China and start to do trade with them. But are we really going to empower them in a way where we're going to go through and partner with an authoritarian government that literally allows for internment camps, re-education camps, and i.e. re-education camps, internment camps, and what's the other one that they do? Work camps, right? These are all people who are not, quote, walking the party line. And you're going to see a Western real nation really partner up with that. Like he goes, like this. I think what they're trying to do, and Neil Ferguson was literally trying to hit home, like they're trying to posture in a way, especially Carney, where he's sitting there. It's Carney, right? Sits there and says, he gets this great, eloquent, amazing speech. But the reality is that when push comes to shove, are we really going to do business with that side over the Americans? And what was so interesting, Scott Galloway sat there and was like, I think he brings a good point. I mean, whereas he says the issue is that we were the foundation for this old way of doing business over the last 30 years. And now we're walking away from it, saying this is not screwing us over. And he goes, in all reality is, no matter what, Americans, even in the idea of the prosperous, how we made other countries prosperous, America has always come up on top in a strong way in regards to getting goods and service for a lot cheaper because of the dominance of the U.S. dollar. And I had to agree with him in that aspect. I was like, that is true. We've always kind of come up, but that's only been at the expense of real that development outside the United States had to blossom and see a degradation of our industry within the United States. And so in that same aspect, whereas Trump is trying to say, look, we're eroding the very foundation in which built this whole entire system. If we keep moving forward, now this is me speaking as if I'm speaking to Scott Galloway, is that if we keep going the way we're going, we are living off of a credit card. We're not bringing any income. And so if we keep going that route, now, yes, Trump could have been a lot more nicer, in all honesty. He could have gone about it in a different way. But in a populist mindset, now I'm quoting what, and I want you guys to go check a lot of these podcasts, because I try to listen to different type of podcasts with different thought processes, right, that are different than mine. And so one of the aspects I think is really important, and this is what Tom Bilyeu talks about, is like Trump, for love him or hate him, better or worse, you know what's on his mind. I mean, I got confused because Trump was literally saying, Greenland or Iceland when he meant Greenland. And I was like, wait, am I wrong? And then I even came on here and started saying it, and I was like, I feel like I'm wrong. And then I realized we were talking, and I said, dude, our own president during Davos looks like an idiot because he can't get the actual countries right. But love him or hate him, he's shaking it up in a way where he is bringing some stability to the manufacturing system here in America. And if this goes right, fingers crossed, just being honest, right? I hope the man is right. We're going to see double-digit growth in a year.
Which is massive.
Massive, absolutely massive. I mean, they're saying literally 5% of GDP within the first quarter. That's 2 months from now. 5% of growth. We could see that would change the landscape of the American society, or American society at large. I mean, you'd be wealthy like Dubai people. I mean, at 10% growth in a year, you would have the amount of jobs. I know you're like 10% doesn't seem that big of a deal. When you have a massive amount of, like right now, jobs, we're at 3%, 4%. Right, that's a huge push of unemployment right now. We don't have the real full unemployment numbers because basically a lot of the numbers are kind of messed up, but that stuff's getting put on the blockchain. Now, this is what Lutnick talked, and that's another situation. Lutnick looked like a complete asshole at Davos. Like they disrespected him and they were super rude to him. You actually had Madame Lagarde.
The message he put out was awesome.
Yeah, well, here's the problem, right? We still got to do business with these people. So ultimately, like, he can be a dick. He can totally be a dick, which is cool. But the biggest thing is, be a dick that's funny. Everybody loves a funny dick. When you're a dick, to be a dick, and like, dude, he's got to bring levity, right? Like you've got to bring jokes, like, into the mix. And we went very serious. We hit a message at Davos with the administration. The only issue is, if you're so much a dick, nobody wants to do business with you. At least be a funny dick, right? So it's like they've got to learn how to handle this well, because if they keep pushing this in a way that is not balanced, and we just now come off as the big bully, then sooner or later, just talk to Caesar. Eat too, Brutus, right? We don't need that type of thing in the world, right? We don't need that. So it's like we got to make sure we're balancing that. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I just went on.
We do, Pedro, but I thought Lutnick was right. In which he said, this is what he said about Prime Minister Mark Carney. He said, I got to listen to that guy every day whine and complain about trade and tariffs and all that. He's already got the second best deal in the world, and that's NAFTA, now called CUSMA in Canada and USMA in the US or whatever, but just call it NAFTA. There's already 60 to 70% of trade that goes back and forth between Canada is already governed by NAFTA. He goes, that the number one deal is Mexico, because they have a little bit better rates. They don't do as much trade, but whatever. But he's like, I got to listen to that guy complain every day. And blah, 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 blah. He's got the second best deal out there. It was really funny. But his point was valid. His points that he made were valid, talking about America's position. America first. That doesn't mean nobody else. Doesn't mean you guys suck and all that. But he said, we're going to make sure our industries are first and our key industries are taken care of. And that is, the steel industry, the semiconductors, all these core industries that we need to fight wars. and are protected, and we buy from them and we support them, and you guys do it too. You guys should do it too. And if you choose to do it, then you do it too. It's fine. It's not a big deal. We don't need absolutely free trade. And then like Europe, he said, America sent a lot of our manufacturing jobs to China. But he said, look at Europe. You guys look around here. Some of your countries have no manufacturing left at all.
At all, which is horrible. In case of a war.
Germany still does. They have some pretty good manufacturing because that's kind of their thing.
That's
and Belgium has a little industrial section, and so does parts of the Netherlands. But like Austria,
but it's not good. It's not good.
What's your France? I mean, France still has Airbus, so they have a nice supply chain system for that. But if they lose Airbus, if Airbus suddenly says, "Hey, we're going to take 2 years off," French government's going to shut down with like no budget. It's just
I think also it's important to pay attention to this, and I think it's really important in case Russia and China decide we're not going to play games anymore. We're just going to start to run in, because if we get enough speed with the two of us, we could take Europe. And the reality is,
who wants it?
Well, for the resources, the raw resources within it, they could easily do it. They come in, and what could China or what could Europe do? What could they do? They don't produce any major armament. They don't have any really main gun factories. They don't have any real manufacturing systems where they can quickly build a jet fighter plane, quickly build tanks. They have nothing. They don't have the infrastructure within itself to arm themselves. And this is where America and Trump has been sitting there saying is we fund NATO. We handle the majority. It's over 60% of the bill we take care of. Like, are you guys going to step up, create some plans, actually take part of the budget that you used to pay older? And again, the information I'm pulling from here, it comes from Prof G, check it out. But what's important here is this, is that if push came to shove, even though Trump talks a bunch of smack and like we talked about this, right? He's going to talk smack. He's a trash talker, right? You got to be more funnier. I keep saying this. He needs to be funnier when he's doing it. You know, there's humor. You know, people don't mind getting bullied if it's funny. I got to put it. You know what I'm saying? But when the bully is just a dick, you're like, dude, you're a dick, right? Everybody's seen that 1980s with Penn. You're a dick. Anyways, I say it like this: push comes to shove, if America is going to flip the bill, we get the right to determine the laws and the rules of this fully. And that means that you guys need to go through and step up if you really want to have more say so. Like, let's keep this game playing. And what I thought was really interesting also is that Netanyahu is really brokering deals and handling business with Iran. Have you heard much about what's actually happening over there with Israel and with Iran, with the whole entire situation with Syria?
No, just that everyone's unhappy with the mess in Syria. Why doesn't this turn off? Come on, you piece of shit. But you know, the U.S. sent its. God, what? Why does it keep doing that?
I figured you just didn't like me anymore. You want to get out of my. You want to.
But you know, the noise coming out of Iran is is pretty thick. You know, and there's all sorts of rumors about how many people they killed, but doesn't matter. Makes no difference, those rumors. The fact is that they did kill people that were protesting the government, and instead of using like tear gas and other types of stuff, they just shot them. And usually that quells protests, but it didn't. And Iran's been going on there on, you know, like 6 weeks of this now. And even Iran said, we're not going to let this thing spill over the borders into other countries. You know, we're going to strike your country and strike your military if this buffoonery gets out of hand. And I don't know what kind of deals Netanyahu is making with them, but I'm guess you better watch out or we're coming again.
Well, so Netanyahu has been brokering a lot of deals in the Middle East. Obviously, we know that, was it the 9-Day War? was it 9-Day War, the recent one that they just had, where Israel would just like, they basically handled business. Like when Iran came at them trying to shoot them up, they were like, I think it was like 1 in like 80, 1 in 100 bombs maybe came through. Like, it was even more than that. I forget exactly, but it showed that their prowessness in fighting wars is impeccable. Don't mess with them. Don't matter where you are, they can blow you up if you have a phone, right? Like, it's real. It's real. And so they've been going through and dealing with a lot of the people in Iran and saying, hey, and also a few other people saying, look, America is stepping back with Trump, and Trump is basically saying, hey, I know we went through and we had all these things going on, but you know what, we've got to focus on us right now. So Israel's been stepping up saying, we'll be the protectors, especially with Saudi Arabia. A lot of the Sunnis, like, they haven't necessarily built up their own armies. And so now they're brokering deals, and Netanyahu saying, hey, if America ain't going to step in, we got your back, but you got to have our back. Like, comes pushing. And so you're seeing these frenemies movements happening where it's like, instead of them hating them, they're almost like, well, we don't want crazy Iran. They're just nuts. I mean, like, literally, right? Like, and there's this fighting. It's like the difference between far right Christian value people who like want to bomb abortion clinics, and then you have, let's say, central.
Hey Joe, you have hit every word here today.
I know, dude. If
it's the YouTube killer. Every
good.
You hit the A word. You hit the great tiger word. You hit the trans thingy word.
No, I didn't. I didn't say trans.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did. You said it earlier.
Well,
you hit every.
Either way,
all right, Mr. Hode's got to bounce. Thanks for joining us today, and good luck to your dad living out the rest of his life there, man. And bad luck to your Audi, which reached the end of its life when someone rear-ended you at 55 miles an hour. Twin turbo V8. Oh man. Oh, oof. There's nothing better than that. Just unless it's also supercharged.
Heartbreaks. Keep it gangster, brother. But I want to I know I've talked a lot here, but I think it's just
oh, I don't know what happened there, Pedro. You dropped Pedro and it flipped me off the screen here. Hope everyone likes Miss Asia Girl, the gold girl here.
Just to finish off my thought here, Iran basically overstepped their boundaries here, and the rest of the world in the Middle East right now looking for Israel to go through and just handle business ultimately. And that's what, so you're seeing Saudi Arabia and a few other nations out there who want to really stick more to the technical and more of a money system instead of a military might system. If they can have a fintech system that handles where everybody wants to come to them. Israel plays basically America in the region there. And so it's going to be really interesting to see how this develops. And Netanyahu's actually played a good role here, balancing all of that.
You are free to do whatever you want.
Powell is just talking. Yeah, we can hear you too. And okay. Powell was talking. I don't have his sound on. We're listening to you talk, but he's saying that basically things would have been better had the government shutdown not happened.
Yeah.
Yada yada yada. He's saying obvious shit. I don't even know why he needs to speak. If they don't change the rates, why does he even need to speak?
Well, he likes the fanfare, like we've talked about. Absolutely.
And you see, Jerome is he's starting to age very quickly now. The stress of the dealing, this job used to be relatively low stress because nobody even knew who you were except the major Wall Street players. Now everybody knows this guy's name, and you see they did it, every year for the past couple years since he's been in office here. And poor guy is aging fast here. He's just... He's not saying anything worth covering here.
Well, markets are not really responding much to it as well. So, I mean, the fact that, and they could tell that the institutions know that they're going to want to, they're looking like they want to drop rates here sooner or later. So really interesting to see what's actually happening. But ultimately, I'm liking a few things, right? Like, I'm still looking to get into silver. I'm waiting for a pullback from silver. Gold, same thing. We talked about buying gold and silver 2.5 years ago. And then the Trumpian trade, we talked about it when silver was around $30, $40. And I said, look, this is a good time to get in. We had that 6 hour. Listen, I need you to do me a favor. Can you go through and take that little portion? It's about 5-minute, 10-minute period towards the end where I go over trades, the Trumpian trades. And we go from silver, gold, crypto. I didn't do that well on crypto, but all the other markets I did very well. So I think it'd be a good thing to look at and just go back and say, look, this is what we called. This is what we announced to everybody. This is what we're looking to play, especially our dollar play. I mean, dude, you can't. It's kick butt. It really has.
Pedro, I don't think we're going to have a Powell pump today. Remember, it's always buy the rumor, sell the news. This is the news. And you can see on the markets that during his talking, the volume has come up dramatically on the NASDAQ and on the S&P 500. But it's just day traders reacting to trying to make a buck off him saying. And you can look at all of a sudden every minute the volatility is huge while he speaks. But nothing he's going to say today is like he's even already closing his computer up. He's like, all right, fuck that. And so today, ultimately, sell the news. And you can see over the past, for the entire day, the S&P 500's been coming down. NASDAQ, little coming down, but a little, it's roughly doing about the same thing as well. So people are getting out of the markets today because they're like, Jerome's going to speak and nothing's going to happen. He's saying long-term inflation expectations are consistent with their goal. So he's confident that inflation will come down a little further. Draco says, we need Powell's fart to smell like Pepe and then Bitcoin will pump.
It's spoken like a true degen.
Exactly. I need a degen alert button. Boop, boop, boop.
Like legit. All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah, you sound like you're back.
All right. So I think what's interesting here is when we look at the US dollar trade here, we talked about it getting up to this, wrong one. Wait. Talked about it getting up to the other higher levels here. I thought we were going to see it get up to that 101, potentially the 102 because of the 400-day period moving average. But we can see here, once it came to the 200, we saw the pullback. I potentially said we could see come up to the 100 for liquidity and then pull back again. But look, man, this thing has just been dropping like a rock. Ultimately, more fears on a fundamental level. But from a technical standpoint, you could see that the 200 was just strong, holding pressure on the dollar to keep pushing it down. So the next level here that we're looking at is that 95, 94 area here. Who was the guy who said there's no way that it would go below 96? He came on. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can't see you, but I can hear you.
That's weird. My phone just completely decided it wanted to do its own thing.
Just ask Pedro Damas and Tomahawk Tom. I like that.
Tomahawk Tom. That's actually a cool saying.
Crypto Mike says, we need Carney to realize he's a banker, not a politician. Only money has done politics and helped his country, and that's your president.
That's interesting. That's coming from. This is a Canadian, right? Yeah, that's a Canadian.
Well,
it's interesting.
Carney has been, just quickly, Carney's a finance guy, and he's happy creating businesses that just do finance deals and just move money around and take commissions out of it. And that for him, that's a big deal because it's made him amazingly wealthy. Trump, on the other hand, he's all for that, but he's pushing the manufacturing and the employment, not just making business deals for I'll give you $200 billion and then you give me $200 billion back and we'll both take 20% commission. How does that work? Well, it works, and that's a big difference between leaders. One understands what the country needs, and the other one understands how to make his pockets wealthy. And everyone said that Trump was going to come in and get rich doing it. He is already rich, but Mr. Carney, he set the playing field with the CPP. These are not my words. With the Canadian Pension Plan, go see the videos from Millennial Moron, and he talks about how Brookfield Management is just raping the CPP. Billions of dollars of the your pension money is being sucked away from it, and going to shell companies, all owned by Mr. Carney's Brookfield Management. Now, technically, he's the Prime Minister. He's not chairman of Brookfield Management, but the day he's out of office, he'll be the chairman again of that. That's your name for when you had the meat commercials for Xmas. Yeah, Chicago steak. So I was tomahawked. They didn't advertise a tomahawk steak. This guy's not saying anything. I'm just gonna turn him off.
I just fell in love.
Again?
I did. This chart is absolutely amazing. I'll pull it up here. This thing, dude, it is literally.
Mike, he does own a lot of Brookfield Management. He owns a lot of it's in that blind trust now. That's not so blind, but he does own a part of it. But what see how they do it? There's kind of a lot of trickery with that. It takes a while to understand it. But what they do is when they do a deal with the CPP to invest in a giant shopping mall or something like that, they set up an LLC company to do that. And Brookfield Management and the CPP own parts of it, and then a bunch of other LLCs own parts of it too. And turns out that Mr. Carney and other people like him, have shares in that. So it's not just Brookfield Management. He owns lots of the thousands of other companies. And if you watch some of Millennial Moron's videos, talks about how they'll make a 20-year deal, but front load the commissions and earnings in the first year. So he gets paid 20 years for the commissions in the first year, even if the asset performs poorly. I don't know why the Canadian media isn't blowing it up. If this was going on in the U.S., the Democrats would be all over Mr. Trump. They would be like calling for his impeachment and death. Pedro Lupe. That's another name. Pedro, I'm gonna have to get going rather soon here.
Yeah, me too. Quick little rundown here real quick. White House to discuss cryptocurrency market structure legislation. That's what it was. Market structure legislation with top crypto and banking executives next week. That was interesting. I'm hoping that they're actually going to work things out and make sure that the market structure bill is actually correct. The other one, when it comes to the Federal Reserve has not complied with subpoenas and criminal investigation involving Fed Chair Jerome Powell. I think he needs to go, because if he doesn't, again, it's showing just disrespect to Congress. I never thought it was okay for any of the other Republican side to disrespect the Democratic side of subpoena. Also, the whole entire Clinton situation, I think it's really wrong, because they put people in jail. Right, the Democrats put people in jail for things that was used for lawfare. Now that the Republicans are trying to do it, look, pony up. This is what you guys did. Now, is it right or wrong? Yeah, I don't think it's right. Is it wrong? Most likely. But look, if that's how you're going to play games, both sides are here, and they're claiming a bunch of things. So I think it's really important to look at that. Gold, again, has been pushing up higher today. When it comes to, I'm looking at a lot of these coins here, they're starting to bottom out, right? And I'm starting to see a little bit of volume come in. So I'm looking to be buying Crow around that 9 cent area. If it dips below, again, that 8 cent area, I'm also buying here. This is the area that I'm looking to buy. As long as we're below the 9 to 7 cent area here, this is where I'm looking to buy here for Crow. I just want to give these up, because if I don't, we're not going to talk about them. H&T again. Yeah, it's just getting crushed. Right, I bought some at the 130. It's now down to almost $1. At $1, I'm buying it again. $1, probably 90 cent area. Again, this is a real protocol. Holds real. They're doing a lot. We can check them out. But I would love to actually get a representative, somebody from them, to actually come and speak what's actually happening in the industry. If we could reach out to somebody who is a main dev or a major leader in H&T, that would be dope. See what's actually happening.
Shit's gonna be free soon.
Yeah, well, the other one that I'm looking at, honestly, is the ICP one again. If we see it come back down to that 270 area, I want to be looking to hit our liquidity and just bounce up pretty hard. And then what was the other one? No, it's not it. There it is, Ondo. Ondo is one of those ones, like, I'm expecting this to come down to that 22 cent area. You can see here, like, if we see a rally in BTC, I think we'll see this sell off first and then push up. So it's one of those ones that I'm kind of expecting, because they need liquidity. And I think the liquidity is down in that 22, 19 cent area. So that's in a nutshell right there. Those are the ones that I wanted to talk about. And then tomorrow we'll talk about AVAX. I think AVAX is also a lot like, it's getting ready, basically finding support on our $10 area here. And we're starting to find, again, a little bit of volume come in. Obviously today was a sell-off, but in that same sell-off, you could see here that it's holding on the 8 period. So what's one of the things I always look at is the hold on the 8 period, see it find support, and potentially the next leg up is up to at least that's $14-16. So this will be a good play for the futures if we want to run this all the way up, at least first target to $12. So we'll talk about that tomorrow. I just want to point that out. That's in a nutshell for us, guys. I just wanted to talk about these, and then tomorrow I want to prep it so to get your guys' mind thinking about these trades, and then we'll take part in this here. All right, I know you had to go and do some things.
Yeah, let's get the all right, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna do a raid here today. Gonna do a raid. We're gonna raid Beyond the Vault with Andy Scheckman and Jean-Claude. They're live talking about gold and the finance markets right now. I'm trying to get Andy to come on our show. Talk about gold, bricks, and the de-dollarization that he talks about a lot. I want to get an alternate view to mine. But anyway, we'll participate in the raid. When you go, accept the raid, and then when you go over there, say Pedro and Striking from DYOR Media sent you. We'd really appreciate all the love and all that type of stuff. Outro, yes, that's right. So we're gonna do a raid. Everyone have a good time. We'll see you tomorrow at the usual time. starting the raid right now. Confirm. Thank you, everybody. As always, my name is Tom, otherwise known as Striking. You're Digital Media World, the man in the box. Next to me, Mr. Pedro Garcia. So glad I've hosted another one of these shows. Enjoy Andy and Jean-Claude. Tell them we sent you. Preparing, getting ready to rumble. And for the rest of you, we'll see you later. Bong!